Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. 6.2 has come, and we've got MSQ to play. So let's dive on into this thing. All right, we are live. Glad tidings to share. Excellent. Ah, excellent timing. Just a moment ago, I received word from the Ironworks. They have completed their task and are on their way with the reinforced warding scales. Similarly, our alchemists have also succeeded in creating an artificial Atmos. All is in readiness for our journey to the Void. I have instructed our comrades to gather at the Great Work. Let us head there at once. There you are. I present to you the fruits of the alchemist's labor, an artificial Atmos. That is absolutely going to be a minion at some point, isn't it?
I think there's a pink one actually already, one that's kind of
Yeah.
pink colored.
Ah,
There's a and it's expensive.
though we've yet to put it to the proof. Its ether is practically identical to that of the original. A truly remarkable feat in so short a time. Aye, our alchemists have outdone themselves yet again. Small wonder that they are the pride of Razatan. I would express my gratitude to Nidhana, but it appears she isn't here. She rushed off after bringing the Atmos to attend to a pressing task, but said that she would return ere we set forth. Which should be shortly after our friends from the Ironworks arrive with the warding scales. Did someone say warding scales? Because it just so happens we have them. Right on cue. It's good to see you all again. But for the President himself to attend. Keen to bear witness to our little experiment, are you? You know I am. I was there at the Crystal Tower, lest you forget. I wouldn't miss this for the world. You don't mind if we come along and see you all, Thad. It's thanks to these three that we could finish the work so quickly. It was my painstakingly collected data that made the reinforcement possible. The scales will last a good 10 years in the void with nary a hint of degradation. As the ones who did the actual reinforcing, we guarantee their quality as well. They'll keep you safe. But enough bragging. Here are the scales.
Hysteria!
He's the Azure Dragoon. With these, we can search for my sister without fear of corruption. I know not how to repay you. Well, my friend, my only regret is that I won't be able to accompany you on this latest grand adventure. Wait! Nitana, is aught the matter? Before you depart, Your Excellency, there is something we wish to present to you. Will you please come with me? You would not delay us without good cause. Very well. Forgive me, my friends, but I require a moment.
It's been how many years? I don't think a moment longer would be that big of a deal.
Indeed. He's certainly taking his time. What sort of grand present could take so long to receive? The kind that'll help him in the void, I presume. In that God's forsaken place, he'll need all the help he can get. But you, of all people, ought to know that, eh?
My apologies for keeping you waiting.
Did they grow him up or something? Because he looked bigger.
Yeah, it does.
Vritra, I presume.
And it's got question marks.
Indeed, this vessel now serves as a host for my eye. I was aware that the alchemists were busy preparing something, but this...
We couldn't well send you on such a perilous mission unprepared, Your Excellency. We spared no effort in crafting the body, and I dare say you'll find it adept at wielding weapons and magics both. 'Twas our intent to present it to you sooner, but we could not bring ourselves to do so, knowing we could yet improve it further. Pray forgive us.
There is not to forgive. I am grateful for this fine vessel, and shall put it to good use.
I like his shield.
Again,
Yeah.
I ask that you watch over Radzatan in my absence. The dangers we go to face are great and many, and I fear I will be unable to give matters here due attention. And in opening the Void Gate, there is ever risk that Voidsent will find their way into our world.
Rest assured, we are more than prepared.
Are you guys getting feedback?
Our
hearing
soldiers have been
something there.
training under Master Estinian. On my honor, we will not suffer a single fiend to pass. So, think only of your mission, Vashan. Ah, but seeing as this is a different body, perhaps we should use a different name.
Nay, Vashan shall suffice. Though I may have thus grown up, I am as ever a little brother to you all.
As you say, as you say. Go then, Vashan. And best of luck.
I have something for you as well. While you were gone, Urianger paid us a visit. As you may recall, he joined us on our foray into Arzadar's legacy, in part to conduct research for the Loperids. Research they were delighted to receive, and which has already inspired them to consider new ways to improve their own treasure vault. As a token of their gratitude, Livingway entrusted a familiar relic to Urianger. Aye, the crystal, which showed the way to Meteon. The Loporrits no longer have need of it, and thus saw fit to return it to us. Harboring the power of light, it could well aid us in our mission in the void. And who better to bear Hydaelyn's gift than her chosen champion?
If there is nothing left to discuss, then let us depart. Our boat awaits us in Akyali.
I liked the little bit of the Realm Reborn music playing when they handed us the crystal.
Mm-hmm. Is that a shield that person has?
Who? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
No, I think it's part of their back piece.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is part of it. Oh yeah, that's part of the raid gear. The Purgatory raid.
That is wicked, yeah.
I guess that's Asphodelios, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th circles. Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty shiny.
What's that?
They appear to have run off at the moment, KJ. If there was somebody here with... Oh, wait, no, they're over there.
Oh, the ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
part of their
saw
chest
somebody with
piece.
that earlier. Huh? Oh, okay. That's cool. What class are they? Or what job?
He's a warrior.
Yeah, that's the raid tank chest plate.
I think their free company is called literally IHOP.
Literally IHOP?
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally IHOP.
Oh,
Literally
it's
IHOP.
Okay.
That is correct.
That's awesome.
It's not even an abbreviation. It's just IHOP. Nice.
The satrap and your fellows have already departed for the vault. Are you ready to set forth?
Kath, do you have that red armor on your chocobo?
Nope,
Or
it's
is that
mine.
somebody else's
No.
chocobo?
Not mine.
Ruby on mine.
That's cool.
Oh,
I
you
kinda
got
wanna
it.
Get it now.
I did. I splurged.
Where's it come
It's
from?
what?
It's crafting,
Ah.
and so I bought it off the market board.
Ruby Barding.
I keep getting new barding and then I just never change it out on my chocobo. Yet I want to collect them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be hard to find or get, I think.
Ruby weapon is a Stormblood Extreme. Or perhaps maybe not Extreme. I don't know. If we had Shiro and Ant with us, we could probably do it. Alright, I'm about to click Varshan.
I shall now lift the seal. In the name of Al-Zadar III, I cast open this door unto the void!
Absorb the Void Gate. It worked. We should have no trouble passing through a gate of that size.
What can we expect to find after stepping through?
On my previous foray, I emerged in a castle swarming with void scent. I was hopelessly outnumbered and forced to turn back. But together, I am confident we can hold our own. Upon our arrival, let us deal with any hostile entities and secure the area. The command of our mission, I leave in your capable hands. In the event of battle, I shall adapt my tactics to complement your own.
Should we require healing, I can provide it. 'Twould be a welcome change of pace from my recent havoc wreaking.
Take heart, my friends, and have faith. We will brave this broken world and rescue my sister Ajdaya.
They're throwing us right into the fire, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. Can't yell it like they used to.
I was hoping Estinian was going to say something like, I stab things, or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently Varshan can be either the tank or a DPS in this.
So I just enter? Or are you guys already?
We're standing here. I was waiting for you to come out of cutscene.
Okay,
Alright,
great.
here we go. The Fell Court of Troya. This is another Final Fantasy IV reference, by the way. Troya is a city in Final Fantasy IV. I will let you know if I recognize any similarities between the dungeon and that.
Cool.
little side rooms, make sure there's not any treasure coffers or anything.
I couldn't even tell that those doors were not closed.
I just saw the little boxes on the map.
Oh,
crackers.
gotcha.
All right, first boss. We don't know the mechanics, so try to stay out of stuff, and we're probably gonna die.
Okay.
Sweet.
Need to kill one.
Whoa, yeah.
Oh, this probably isn't gonna go well.
We should have focused on
Was there, did you guys notice any path that wasn't covered from the ones on the side before the circly thing?
I did not.
Saw them all go up. The middle guy was in the middle, didn't have overlapping, but I was right there, but it still insta-killed.
Well,
Yeah,
the ones on the side came over, and I think it was a combination of those and the circly ones.
Yeah, I think we got hit by both blasts. I think maybe you could survive one of the blasts. But
Well, I was on one, on the outside edge, and there was the only one that was right under him.
Well, yeah,
I
but
got hit.
there were the circles, but then there was also the straight lines.
I didn't see the straight lines.
Yeah, you know how there's some of them that come up just as like red globies, and they did an AOE line. We had those as well as the circles. So we need to focus on one of the circles and stand in it, and hopefully, because we can't DPS down the ones on the side. They don't have bars. So I think we just have to try and heal. I'll have to heal through the damage on just one, but can't do both.
Yeah, just 1 second. Try to scroll up to where we died, see if I can find out any information about the abilities used. But the problem when you're fighting 10 enemies at the same time, the battle log fills up really fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Ooh, I wonder if your shield thing would help us after we kill down one of the other things.
Maybe.
Stand behind him.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I think we need to decide which one we're gonna go for as well.
Well,
Yeah, I would vote
go
for the
out
one in the
and go
middle,
Okay.
just because that's the easiest one to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see anything in the battle log.
Right, right on.
For the record, KJ, that was not a stack marker.
No. I didn't. Excuse me. I didn't see anything. I just went running to be behind you.
Okay, the one in the middle.
Oh yeah, that was better.
Not make it. No, no.
Get over here by the door. And any cooldowns or whatever you can pump out, hit them. I think we want this guy to die before that bar fills up.
Woo!
Victory.
Yay.
Nice, 1 death.
Indeed. Let's see. 595s.
I think you're the only one who can use that ring.
That's why I need it on it.
Oh, yeah. The other thing was just melee. Yes.
I think I just replaced my last 560 with that, so I'm
Nice.
pleased.
Nice. Congrats. Upgrades are great.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you look at that chest plate that dropped just now, you kind of get an idea of what the other sets in this dungeon look like.
That almost looks like
Pretty
what
cool.
I can make. The 610.
Ah,
There's little differences, but it almost looks like it. Where's all the hidden chests in it? What was the item level requirement for this dungeon? Do you remember? Or did it say?
it probably said, but I didn't check. I assumed we were high enough and didn't ask any further questions.
No, the bad guys are cooler. Looking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's on a horse.
Yeah.
A shiny blue one. Looks kind of like the one that,
Shiva dropped?
yeah, I think Shiva drops the blue one.
Meeting.
Gradzor. I'm assuming it's an upgrade as well. Seems how we're getting them in here.
That's the first time in a long time that you casting a heal on me has made me jump, Emo.
Oh, yeah?
I stepped into the room, not sure if there were enemies around the corner or what the aggro radius was on these enemies, and I hear the sound of me being targeted. I'm like, oh crap. But they're like, oh, okay, it's just Emo. Just Emo. We're good.
This again?
Because I can now target and you can put a dot on you, a hot on you before it starts.
Yep. Oh yeah, KJ was AFK when we did that demonstration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard the aftermath.
Yeah.
Although if I put it on you just like right as you're in there, I still aggro, but if
Yeah.
I do it in advance, I don't.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Yeah, it's the fact, or regen still causes aggro, it just does not cause aggro on ticks anymore.
Yeah.
So, basically, however much you would heal me in total with a regen, that's how much aggro is caused when you cast it. As opposed to however much it heals me each tick. I do find it a little funny that Square decided that was something that needed fixing, but I'm not mad they did it.
Same.
It's just one of those things that tanks and healers have had to deal with forever, so...
Adjustments are made, and...
In the words of Joe Cat, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. You should. Just know what you're getting into before you do it.
Seriously, every time I see a Stinian, I want to yell that.
Mm-hmm. He is the Azure Dragoon. Well, that's interesting. I was expecting Beatrice to be the final boss in here. Not because she's a character I'm familiar with, but because they were talking about her during the first boss fight. So. Look away. That was a cool effect. I'm not sure if we did it right, but we didn't get Vuln stacks, so...
You okay? Oop.
I knew I was going the wrong way.
Ooh.
To get ya?
Yeah.
And I'm healing myself. I have my invuln up. Look away.
Oh, it's a weird ringy thingy.
Oh, look away from wherever the circles are going. I have Doom. I'm probably about to die. Okay,
I'm gonna die.
I'm down.
Stay alive! Stay alive!
Oh, I'm dead.
Well, I accepted the res, but the boss had already reset by the time I was standing, so... I'm alive.
Nice.
Not quite sure how to avoid... I wonder if it's the circles on the floor.
It's funny because I thought about the fact that, like, the floors at the beginning of the fight, the floors are never just floors. There's always a thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the fire bursting thing has a heating up effect, so, and plus you just have to look at the order that it's in. And then the circles, she did like multiple ones on the second time, right? For the eyes.
Yes. Well, what I mean by the circles on the floor, when she draws the lines on the floor, I'm thinking it might be when those explode, it's the circles on the floor that they are in that explode. Because I was well away from that center line when it exploded, and it still hit me. And then I got hit by the explosion from behind me, and I was basically standing right between the two. So, circles overlap.
Right.
So, maybe that's what it was.
It looks like a dance to me. Because there was, and it wasn't full circles either. It was just like the outside circle and then an inside circle. And you got to see which one it is, and then when it disappears, jump in it. I survived one of the blasts, but then when the big thing that hit everybody, when the stuff dropped on me, that's what finished me off.
Well, like what I mean, you see here on the floor, how there's a row of 4 circles running up the center, and then 3 circles on each side.
Oh, I see it.
She draws a arc through the 3 circles on the side, a line through the 4 circles in the middle, and then an arc through the other 3 circles. I think that might be the circles that explode.
Yeah, because the line doesn't go all the way to the end. It's like maybe ends here, but if you're still right in this area, you're going to get hit.
Right.
That makes sense to me.
And yeah, the Eye of Troya thing, which is the circle with the eyes on it, you want to be not looking at the point where the circle collapses on itself. And I think if you get hit by that, you get doom, which means you need to be healed to full before it wears off or you die.
It actually had a bar above it, so I can cleanse it if I catch it. Yeah.
Okay.
But if it's all of you, I'm not gonna get all of you.
Right.
Healing all of you at the same time is gonna be better. But
yeah, I didn't have time to mouse over it, so I'm not sure if it was actually Doom, but it looked like the Doom icon I remember seeing before. So.
Okay.
All right, let's give it another shot. Here comes the first of the circle thing, or the lines. Safe zone's gonna be back here in the back, I think. Well, maybe not safe, but temporarily safe.
Zora, come to me.
Safe zone.
And then come back to me.
Oh.
I didn't make it in time yet.
Okay, I am right about the way it works. I just didn't do a very good job of dodging it that time. Okay, if this one works like the last one, you want to be near the middle, but be prepared to look away. Oh, I still got hit by something there. And it is Doom. Although it didn't say anything about healing the full. It just said you die when it drops.
Oof.
Okay, here come more eyes. Emo, cleanse yourself.
Oh, I'm dead.
Nice.
Not bad.
I was like, no treasure chest showed up, and she's still sitting there. Oh, great.
Like, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. My throne now. Although it's kind of pink, it should be Zora's.
Zora, does that show you as a need on this choker?
No, it's a grade. Because it's for Scholar.
It's healer. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought as healer. So, but I wanted to make sure because it didn't have piety, so sometimes it doesn't work out.
Ooh, pretty.
Indeed. Okay, that's just a weird skyline.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised there's a skyline at all, though. Isn't this the void?
This is the shard that fell to the void. One of the Asians screwed up. I think it's one we haven't actually met yet. So. Yes, we have destroyed all of the Unsundered. That doesn't mean there aren't still Asians out there.
Where's your coffee?
Suddenly, gargoyles. Come on, I've played enough Dark Souls. I'm not surprised by gargoyles appearing at any point.
I wonder what that looks like. Oh, we can wear it. Ears are
Maybe.
pointing through.
Huzzah.
Yeah. It's actually kind of cool looking. That.
I wonder if the visor will remove the mask or not.
No, it doesn't.
Alas. Although the mask is also
I look like a mummy.
cool. A magic mummy that summons powerful dragons.
That's right.
It's better than most other mummies I've seen. Although I do note that Beatrice didn't die, so she might be back. And another coffer. There's quite a few coffers in this dungeon.
After KJ was complaining about it, there she is again. Isn't that her?
Looks like it. Maybe something else is going to show up and kill her.
The gate did open again and delivered the most mouth-watering morsels.
Alrighty then. Okay.
Wait, that's not the sister, is it? It's just okay.
I don't think we'll find her this quickly in the
Yeah.
in the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
I am Scarmelion.
yeah.
Archfiend of Earth and first of
I knew who this was. I just didn't expect it to be the boss here.
Such pleasure I will take in delivering you unto your graves.
I expected this to be a trial boss or one of the raid bosses. I didn't expect it here. In Final Fantasy IV, the big bad has 4 lieutenants allied with each of the elements of the world. This is the element of Earth.
Oh.
And yes, all of them had badly pronounced Italian names. Like this one.
I expect we'll be losing the sides at some point. They look like dropping off or falling down sides.
Yeah, we can walk back here. And it looks wet, possibly oily. They might set it on fire. Also, in Final Fantasy XIV, he had a pack of zombies with him. So there may be ads.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Your ether is mine! Breathe deep of your death. You must die.
If we get 3 stacks of whatever this is, we turn into zombies. And I'm dead.
My blade thirsts for blood.
I'm dead.
I'm dead.
I'm not sure how I survived that.
I gave you help, my insta full health,
Ah, well done.
just before I died.
I'm about to die. Yeah. One of those instances where I cast my heal on myself and it restored almost nothing. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was he hit me with that just slung me across the battlefield and killed me instantly. So, I might have been standing in something and didn't notice it. Because I was investigating what this new debuff I had was at the time. But yeah, on that thing where he throws out a whole bunch of circles everywhere, I waited for the first circles to disappear and then went back in to try to hit him. And I think I still got hit by the ability. So I would say find a safe spot and stay there till all the circles are gone.
Okay. The walls did fall down, too.
Ah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, so I don't know if we need to not get pushed back. Like, we can walk in that water stuff before the fight starts, but I don't know if after the fight starts we need to avoid.
Gotcha. Well, I got knocked back into it, but I was dead before I got there. So.
Second.
Alright.
did get me 5 points. I probably should have needed on that neck or whatever the hell it was. It also dropped it. I got mummy arm. I wrapped up arm.
Alright, we ready?
Your ether is mine! Breathe deep of your death!
Yeah, don't stand in the purple thing. That was what he knocked me back with and killed me last time.
Yeah, and if you land in the crap in the back, that you get a debuff.
My blade thirsts for blood.
Get over here by me.
Not clicking.
I'll get you in a sec.
I need to get over here.
Oh my goodness, no.
What was that they was casting that speaking of? Is it this? Fire dance?
Protect me, my minion.
Oh, geez, come on. Get out.
I give you a taste of true despair.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die.
Ow.
Stubborn mortals.
But we only got him up, only let him get up to about 60% on his meter there.
Fill your lungs.
Sorry.
It looks like he hits everywhere on the map with that ability. Get by a gate or by a wall quickly.
I'm dead.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay, he's about to do that big beam that's going to blast the entire side of the map. Get over here by me. And then he's going to do it, hit the entire other side, so get over here by him. And Zora,
Yeah.
limit break him whenever you want. over here. He's doing the sword thing again. Get behind him over here. And now get over here behind him again. Doing the sword again, over here.
Yep.
I will not be defeated by you!
This is also the Final Fantasy IV boss music playing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're here behind him.
Not bad.
Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. I would say if this is Final Fantasy IV, we had to fight him twice, but that was his second phase in Final Fantasy IV anyway, so...
Ah.
He initially shows up as just a man in a robe. You defeat him, he falls off a bridge, and then when you come back by that bridge later, he jumps up and attacks you. Like that.
Isn't that the one they already gave us?
Yeah, I believe so.
I can't grab it. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that worked pretty well.
Not bad without a guide.
Indeed.
This Scarmalione, he knew the gate had opened.
And not for the first time. He and his brethren must keep watch over the portal.
As we do ours. But to
You wanna do it,
unflinchingly
right?
consume a fellow Voidsent.
He and his brethren must keep watch over the portal.
Like men,
As we do
perhaps they form factions and fight amongst themselves.
Muting you for just a second, KJ.
ours.
The question is, what will the minions do?
Your mistress is no more, and the one who consumed her we slew in turn. Do you still mean to try us?
I expect some Voidsent are more intelligent than others. Perhaps these ones simply do not understand our words.
Even beasts ought to understand strength.
There is much we do not know about Voidsent. If we are to survive their world, it would be wise to learn their ways. Sage advice, my friend. 'Tis reassuring to have one so experienced with us. I am here, sister. Finally here. And I will find you. I swear it.
He walks very stiffly.
Mm-hmm. The new body. Hadn't broken it in yet.
Yeah.
Alright, you were unmuted, KJ. Had to mute you because I was getting your voice lines like 10 seconds after mine. So although I think you muted yourself at this point. There we go. This castle should serve as a base of operations. Ere we set our sights elsewhere, let's see what there is to learn here. From this point onward, you will not encounter Aetherites for a while. Should you leave Troya Castle, you may return here via Weaver's Warding. Additionally, you may now enter the Fell Court of Troya with a party of NPC avatars. Yeah. Okay.
I need just 1 second.
No problem. I think this is actually the Troya music from Final Fantasy IV playing. For the record, it did not look like this in Final Fantasy IV. It was a city of waterfalls and lakes.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Ishtola had an interesting thing to say. She says, "There is nothing but darkness as far as she can see. We are the only source of light in this place." Because this is the opposite of the way it was on the first.
Ah.
The warding scale exhibits no change. It should be safe to remain here and begin our search. But whither now? I would sense Azja, went with Azja, where she remotely near, but there is nothing. I do not call to her. Let her know that you have come. Alas, this vessel is not capable of calling across vast distances. For that, I require my true form. And even were it possible, a dragon's call is born upon aether. It is liable to draw more void scent. I see. In any case, there's little exploration to be done while we are confined to this isolated isle. I propose we begin learning what we can from the castle's occupant. An understanding of their ways may prove useful to our cause. Very well. Let's hope a few of them are capable of speaking. Let all remain vigilant while we go about our inquiry. We reconvene afterward. Hi, Void Scent Monster. This is my castle now. How are you doing today? Justinian says, this one does naught but stare. Grr, says Feral Void Scent. Grr? The creature snarls and glares at you. It is unlikely that you will learn anything from it. Barshan says, some seem willing enough to converse. Whether they have the ability to do so is another matter. What enticing ether you have. Give me some. Give me some. If only I were stronger, I'd be able to eat. Fine, fine. I'll find someone else to eat. While able to communicate, this one seems to think only of feeding. Better take your inquiries elsewhere. Let me guess. The one that looks like an evil angel is the one that's going to be able to speak.
Probably.
Or at least speak back to the time.
Istola says, like the prevailing tongue of Norvrot, the language of this world bears a resemblance to our own. It may be assumed that they share a common ancestor. And of course, since we have the echo, we can just understand them. The mistress's eye are beauteous, sublime, to bask in her gaze is bliss. But now she is gone. Never again will I feel her gaze. No mistress, no orders. What am I to do now? What am I to do now? The creature mutters endlessly to itself, not sparing you so much as a glance. I serve. I obey. Please, don't eat. Dragon. What's that? Does it taste good? I don't know anything about it. Don't know about anything. But the one we caught recently, they seem to know lots. We threw them in the dungeon, but clever ones are tasty. They might have been eaten already. You've learned all you can from this void sin. If you look in the dungeon, you may be able to find the clever one mentioned. I have nothing to share. While those I approached had no will to fight, neither were they capable of holding a conversation worth the name. My experience was much the same. Lower rung void sent tend to have lower intelligence. A pity Scarmiglione is dead. He was talkative. What of you? A clever void scent in the dungeon. That would be the area in which we emerged. Indeed. Let's take ourselves back there and find this void scent, preferably before its fellows make a meal of it. To the dungeon, then. I'm gonna say right now, it had better not be Xenos' Reaper form, they call it. At least let us have half a X-Pack with no Xenos before you bring him back again, please.
We're literally going to run back through to the dungeon.
Yep. I am wondering why KJ is showing like he's in the same zone I am, but Emo and Zora are showing like they're somewhere mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
The Troyan Knight says, I can't survive without someone to give me ether. But where? Oh, where will I find a new master? Hey, Zora, want to learn how to summon Void Scent?
Yes.
Hmm? Did you fall off something?
No.
Do we need to break party?
No.
Oh, it's Xenos.
No, it's the void sent bound to Xenos.
Oh.
Pray we caught or weakened in the dungeon before being okay. Pray we caught or weakened in the dungeon before being served up to the mistress. Tenderizing, she called it. And that's the way she used it. The Trojan guard dog says woof. As any good dog should. This is the first time that a quest has had us exploring the dungeon after we've cleared it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Trojan manservant says, though there's only the one dungeon here, we call it the fourth, the mistress's orders. But the mistress is gone, and her orders with her. Rats can infest this castle for all I care. No one comes and goes from this dungeon without permission. For you, though, I'll make an exception. Go on. Go. Troyan Warden says, food for the mistress's consumption is kept in these hut cells. With the mistress devoured, we're free to help ourselves. But the clever one is strong. Another warden went in to devour the clever one, but he hasn't come back out. Istinian says, I mislike the feel of this. Stay on guard. Istola says, there appears to be someone within. Could this be the clever void scent? Says Fakshan.
You want to find.
I see it now. The bottomless darkness. The insatiable hunger. The aura was present when we faced him in Garlemald.
How did it come to be here?
When Xenos died, its connection to the source was severed. It was forced to return to the void.
Xenos. Yes, that was his name. And you are the friend, are you not?
Is that Heidelin's crystal?
That's not what I expected to happen.
But
What was
how?
that?
The light just now. Of course. And thus I am returned.
What do you mean, returned? Who are you?
I was once bound to the man named Xenos. His avatar, until you killed him.
Avatar, as in the void-sent servants of Reapers. In the name of his hunt, Xenos took up that traditional Garlean art. And through it, he forged a covenant with a being of the void to lend him strength.
Covenant? A curse, more like. He stole my power. There was no equity in the arrangement. My very essence was altered, twisted into a tool to serve his desires.
Your previous appearance. This is your true form, then?
Perhaps, perhaps not. What does it matter?
Indeed, it doesn't. Regardless of your form, you are a void sent by nature. So answer me this. Are you our enemy too?
In this world, only a fool would attempt to devour a stronger being.
I hate it when I don't like choices of comments.
Mm-hmm.
And though it was as an avatar, I lost to you once, I have no desire to lose again.
Good enough for me.
Now, you will answer me a question. Xenos called you friend. That's what you are? A friend?
I went with option 2.
So, you're not a friend. Then... what is it? What is a friend?
But in a sick way, I mean, it really, all we ever were was his only friend, really. Because he didn't consider
Well,
anybody else equal.
We might have been his friend, but he wasn't our friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's true. But he did come through and save us in the end. Or join.
And then he tried to kill us.
Yeah.
But I'm less concerned about Xenos coming back with this character here now.
Mm-hmm.
What did everybody choose, by the way?
I went with option 2.
I did 3.
What did it say after?
Not a friend then.
2 was that... I can't remember. I can't remember what I chose.
2 was whatever Xenos said, I was not his friend. Or I'm not his friend.
Yeah, 2.
Right.
Option 1
Well,
was
I mean,
just telling
what
it your
did you
name, and option 3, I don't remember what option 3 was.
Not a friend, at least not to you yet.
No, I'm wondering the response. Mine was the same as number 3. 1 was the same as number 3. So you're not a friend.
That's the same as 2 as well.
Okay.
I like Justinian's response. Good enough for me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
As much as one might expect the unexpected, I doubt any of us could have foreseen this turn of events. I kind of foresaw it, but not entirely as Stola. She seems different from other Voidsent, at least those we've met, and the change we witnessed, I suspect, is due to your crystal purging the excess darkness. Even so, she still harbors a great deal of darkness. I'm very keen to hear what she could tell us about herself and about her world. Oh, lovely. More food. Give me the money. I'm still working on the food they gave me in Heavensward.
This is good food now.
Oh, something just popped up in the codex, which I had actually forgot was a thing that existed. I also can't remember how to get to the codex.
Accessory? No, not accessories. It's in the first one.
Not seeing it.
Well, 3 things jumped up in the codex.
Yeah. Xenos, Fandaniel, and the Asians. Oh, I could just click the thing in the chat.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't like I need to reading of this right now. Alright. Where everything begins. The dark robed void scent regards you questioningly. So, I doubt you came to the dungeon by pure chance. What is it that you're after? We were looking for a void scent with whom we could converse, in the course of which we learned of you. We are visitors to this world and know little and less of its workings and ways. We would be grateful if you could tell us about it, about yourself. So it's information you need. What do you offer for? I beg your pardon? Void scent do not give unless we stand to gain. If you desire something, you pay the price. This is the sole rule in this world you call the void. That makes sense. Pray forgive our forgiveness. But what would be acceptable as payment? I suspect that such coin as we have has no value here. Void scent crave one thing alone: ether. In return for information, I offer you mine. Not all of it. I still have need of life. Very well. I will tell you no more than you can afford to pay. Then we have a bargain. If we're to talk about the void, let us do so outside. Come with me. I do know on the FF14 Reddit and on Twitter, when the trailer for this patch came out a couple of weeks ago, the fan base that's been here for a long time, like the ones maybe from Legacy or maybe when A Realm Reborn was new, they were very excited when this character was shown in the trailer, but none of them exactly explained why. So, I'm not exactly sure who she is. Could be.
Because didn't they play it off as in that world got wiped out? And then we're in a new one now.
Well, no, man, no. I mean, Eorzea just took a lot of damage during the calamity, but it survived. Although, one of the shards might not have. I'm not sure which one.
This one.
This is where I belong. My home. This endless darkness you call the void. There was once light here, and it shone its warmth upon creation. The lands were green and the seas were blue. Life flourished. Before the war, the Contra Memoria.
It must have been a terrible war indeed.
It shattered the balance, causing darkness to engulf the world. All life was transformed into monstrosities, void scent. We are the natural order now.
As light begat sin eaters, darkness begat void scent.
The sun was driven from the sky as fleeting day yielded to endless night. In time, even land and sea lost their distinction. And though the spark of reason had died in us, driven by memory's shadow, we formed factions and carved out domains. This castle, for instance, Its erstwhile lord must have abided in such a place once upon a time.
If I may, the darkness in you is too much for any man to harbor. To my eyes, you are indeed a void sent. Yet your knowledge of the past and your demeanor mark you apart from your brethren. You are different. That much is plain. But in what way, I am unsure.
As you say, I am void sent, but only in part. The darkness touched my mother when the war had only just begun, when I was still in the womb. As a child, I looked like any other, but darkness coursed through me, and I ceased to age when I'd become a woman grown. But that was then. And now, I may as well be one in full. I prey on the weak and serve the strong. I live to survive. Nothing more.
Forgive me. 'Twas not my intent to pry. I realize, too, that I've neglected to ask your name.
As we say mortal, you may call me void sent.
That is liable to cause confusion. If you are not averse, we would address you by your true name.
Then call me what you will. I care not.
How about 0?
Meaning nothing. A name as fitting as any.
No, not nothing, but rather a beginning. For it remains to be seen what you will become to us.
As I said, I care not. 0, then. Partnership? Are you saying you wish to strike a bargain?
Well, Zero, while there is no end to the questions we could ask, it is only fair that we tell you our purpose in coming here. We are searching for a dragon. One who came to your world long ago.
A dragon?
Yes. Ashdaya is her name, and she is my sister. If you have any knowledge of her, I beg you share it with us. Did you say something?
No.
I thought I heard a voice as well. The keening of void scent, perhaps.
I must say, we are rather exposed here. Perhaps we should continue the conversation within the castle. The throne room is defensible, given its few points of ingress. Let's head back there. Moving wasn't part of the bargain. I'll comply, but I expect my payment promptly. You shall have it as soon as we've arrived. Okay, I kind of like Zero. You're gonna make me walk? Ugh.
I must be paid.
Couldn't the quest just teleport us there?
Right?
I had to stop and pet the guard dog.
Nice.
What did it say?
It said nothing.
Grr?
Well, if I'd actually clicked on ass, it would have said woof.
Yeah, it said Wolfgar. I just passed it.
But since I've decided this is my castle now, I gotta take care of the dogs.
Yeah. You know,
Give the horse an
why
apple.
I might actually be showing up like I'm next to you or whatever. Could be the fact that I'm like right behind you, running through the castle.
Could be.
I don't know where the girls are if they just ran through to the end. Because each time you read something off, it's like, oh, I just passed that guy.
We might be about to have to break party. I'm going to go ahead and disband. Just for safety's sake.
Okay.
And Istola says, I will see to the payment, and then we may ask Zero what she knows about Azja. Upon proceeding, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. In addition, you will be required to participate in battle. Your progress will be saved at certain points in the event that you were defeated. You will be able to try again from the most recent of these. Please note that if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, your progress will be. Don't be worried about that 620 there. That's what it would sink you down to if you had higher than that.
This place is as good as any. Let me have the ether now.
It's going to be rough.
Very well.
This blade is as good as any. Let me have the ether. Very well.
Huh?
You're mine!
Oh, we do get to fight him again.
That I should miss my mark.
That fiend again? But we struck it down. Watched it die.
Fools. Death doesn't exist in this world. And I am free to return whensoever I please.
Death doesn't exist. Of course, in the first, the power of light, of passivity, prevents life from emerging in the empty. But in the 13th, the power of darkness, of activity, prevents life from finding rest, even should soul be separated from flesh.
So unless one's essence is absorbed by another, it is possible to return again and again.
Your ether. It is reminiscent of that creature's. Ah, my mouth waters at the memory.
What?
I must devour you too. Yes, I must. Ye drifting souls, by my power be reborn!
If it's another death they want, I say we give it to them.
If you could lend us a hand, we'd be much obliged.
That you would. But you already owe me a debt, and until you make good on it, I won't lift a finger. We'll speak after you've won. But know that if you lose, I'll help myself to your ether.
That a bothersome duty should deliver to me this lavish feast. Come, struggle with all your might. It will make you that much richer and tastier. Every soul in this domain serves me now. Come, feast upon their flesh.
The castle answers his call. We'd do well to break up this feast quickly.
Then let's see these guests on their way.
Behold the power of the Archfiend of Earth!
He hastens their regeneration.
We are deathless! You cannot defeat that which cannot die! Struggle and slaughter all!
This bodes ill. Our foe has too great an advantage.
We need to drag him out of this damnable feast. Quickly, stand together!
There's no end in sight. A retreat may be in order.
When When will you learn? No matter what you do, you cannot hope to win.
You never know until you try, and I'm always happy to experiment.
Zero! Is there no way to stop them from coming back?
There is, but I have no reason to share it with you.
You know, Zero, you do owe us for one thing. Your name. You'll have your promised ether, but we are owed compensation for your name.
A name for which I did not ask. But that I nevertheless did accept.
They've been crystallized.
Well now, that's quite the trick.
Satisfied?
Completely.
Come, my friends. With Zero's aid, we can defeat him.
What is this? What have you done?
Now that I think on it, you owe me a debt as well. You may have missed your mark, but I won't miss mine. However incurred, a debt is a debt. I will repay it here and now.
She can turn void scent into crystal.
What is this power?
You must tremble before my truth, strength!
Attend to the minions first. Be gone! That's far enough!
Trickery will not save.
Reinforcements!
This will hurt.
Impressive.
cannot win without Zero. We must help her.
Another debt to be paid.
I must deal with you first. I'll kill you all myself!
Finally getting serious, are we? Very well. Let us return the favor.
This place will be your grave!
This is static. We must stop him now!
Everyone, to me!
Give it everything you've got!
Fools! Do not think you have defeated me. I will return again and again! What? My flesh? Why won't it heal? What is the meaning of this? To seal ether in crystal. Memoria. But how? How can you have this power? Death has no place in this world. We are beyond it. And yet... Ah, Lord Golbez, you have sent me to my doom. Curse you and your wretched flattery, and this abominable fate.
You are welcome, seekers of might. I, Golbez, have have called you four hither. I, who would see us triumph in the coming crusade. That I may entrust you with command of our armies.
Yes, but what of the promised gift? In exchange for our loyalty, we are to feast on the finest ether.
And so you shall, for if you are to serve me, you must be strong.
Then honor the pact, and pray we are not disappointed.
Very well. Behold.
The fiery wings, the savage horns. It pulses with life. Such vibrant ether. This magnificent creature could only come from beyond the veil.
Indeed. Feast, my friends. Feast and arise as my four arch-fiends. As they are now, they can consume but a fraction of the dragon's ether. Just as well, the creature may yet serve other ends.
Are you all right?
The Void Sense essence remains, but it has been sealed away, transformed into crystal.
Memoria. Scarmelione called them. I take it they are connected to the war of which you spoke.
Aye. Their use was central to the Contra Memoria, hence its name. And to my knowledge, the transformation is permanent.
I see. We thank you for coming to our aid.
I repaid a debt, and in doing so ensured that I received my own due compensation, which I shall have now.
Yes, yes. I still have work to do, so I would thank you not to get carried away.
Ether is the coin of choice. I appreciate the simplicity.
That makes us even, I trust. Right then. When you picked up the crystal, you experienced a vision, did you not?
A dragon resembling a great worm. I dare to hope that it was Ashdaya. Even as it pains me to think she's been made to suffer.
For the ambitions of this Golbez.
We've been given much to consider. Let us take a moment to review what we know.
Oops. I was just going to ask, are we getting back in group or? There we go.
Yeah, just waiting for you to exit cutscene.
Yep.
In light of our recent experiences, I expect we all have questions. I trust Zero can answer some few. But we should still be owed at least that much of it. Istinian looks at you with his piercing gaze.
You know, he's just upset because somebody edgier has shown up. Perhaps. It's a theory, but...
You've come to the 13th before, yes? You fought Void Sent. But clearly you didn't know they could regenerate. Else you would have shared that detail beforehand. I'm going with option 1. I doubt not that they did. There must be a reason why the ones you defeated did not return, in contravention of the natural order. Do you remember aught out of the ordinary? A sealing magic like Zero's, perhaps? There are circumstances in which we're unable to return. If you like, I can tell you about them. Please, do. The more you devour, the more powerful you grow, but in the process, your essence is blended with those of your prey. If you were to lose your flesh, the souls you had come to harbor may break free and coalesce into distinct void scent once more. And before you yourself return, your own soul might be devoured by your enemies, or your erstwhile prey, a fate more likely for stronger beings who require more time to regenerate. However, even assuming you survive the process, it's highly uncommon to return as you. Yet despite his great strength, Garmiglione managed to resurrect rather swiftly. Are there others capable of the same? Not that I am aware of. His attachment to his flesh must have been unique for him to develop such an ability. I believe we understand the fundamentals of rebirth now. If I may, I would ask you about your power. Will you tell us about it? What you saw should speak for itself. I can bind the ether of a soul in crystal. Many wielded this power during the Contra Memoria, but I'm the only one. I'm told that Heroes of the 13th once sealed gods in stones called auracite. Are they and Memoria one and the same? Auracite. I do not know this world, but the world is vast, and perhaps Memoria had different names elsewhere. But it does sound quite similar. How does one come to wield Memoria? And what happened to your peers? I've never thought about that. I do know, though, Void Scent can't use the power. I assumed I can because I'm mortal in part. I see. Zero, I wish to ask you about the man called Golbez. He may well have my sister in his clutches. Is there aught you can tell us of it? The name sounds vaguely familiar, though I can't say how I know it. If he is powerful, however, someone in the castle may have heard him. Then we must try talking to the other Void Scent again. Let us entrust that task to the Warrior of Light. His echo will help facilitate communication. More importantly, he should be able to maintain his composure better than a concerned sibling. That I cannot deny. Forgive me, but will you not ask about Golbez in my stead? On the terraces to begin with. Thank you. We shall remain here and discuss what other avenues we might pursue in the meantime. Yeah, when we were fighting the constantly resummoning Void Scent, I'd actually expected somebody to have the bright idea of, hey, Zero, want to eat some ether?
That's what I thought was going to happen too.
Yeah. Understand as we went in as a group, how come they're making us stay phased?
Well, we did the dungeon as a group. It doesn't care.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So the clever one hadn't been eaten. If no one wants it, then perhaps... Golbez. Of course I know him. Only a fool without ears wouldn't. His archfiends lead armies to ravage and conquer. They devour those they deem useless, those who can't fight. If you don't want to be eaten, then you had better flee, though soon there will be nowhere to. It seems the archfiends keep only those who are fit for battle. Others must escape or be consumed. If the one who devoured her dies, perhaps the mistress will return. Then I may bask in her gaze again. Golbez, you say? My mistress spoke of him. He commands the Archfiends. They are very powerful and have conquered many domains. The mistress bade us defend the castle from them. Yes, she did. It seems the Archfiends have been attacking other domains. Their fearsome reputation precedes them. The tasty one returns to tempt me. I mustn't eat you. I mustn't eat you. Golbez. I know of him from those I've eaten. He has minions, and those minions have minions. No one ever sees him. With his army of minions, Golbez would seldom need to act personally. It will not be easy to read.
Oh crap. We can mount up in here.
Oh gosh, I didn't know that either.
Running all the way back, yeah, I just saw that the mounts are up.
Well, it's slightly faster, if nothing else.
Still a pain, but yeah.
Hero says, "Is there no end to these questions? I should have demanded more ether."
We do like to talk a lot, ask a lot.
Welcome back. Were you able to learn aught of value? So countless void sent answer to the Archfiends, who in turn answer to Golbez. Vision did suggest. Charmilione's aggression is also consistent with the claims that the Archfiends conquer other domains. The question is, how do we reach Golbez if he surrounds himself with armies? We could target his other Archfiends, or perhaps those who have fled his service. Either may yield useful information. That said, we can't do much while we're stuck on this isle. Zero, I would ask a favor of you. I am determined to save my sister. If there is even a faint possibility that Golbez has her, then I must find him. To that end, I want you to lend us your strength and knowledge. Will you accompany us in the quest? Forgotten the way of my world already. If you want help, offer payment. None here will aid you out of the kindness of their hearts. Any who claim otherwise are liars and betrayers. Or is this less a request and more a threat? If I refuse, will you force me to serve? Option 2. I have no purpose. Why would I desire anything? That's why I didn't bother to resist when the ones here fell upon me. What matters in a world that's already dead? By that logic, you've no reason to refuse our requests. The payment need but be to your satisfaction, correct? Did I not already say as much from the start? Very well, Zero. I propose you travel with us, and whenever you perform a deed that requires payment, we will provide it in need. That's all you had to say. Everything else was superfluous. Fair point. Where to now? Either a place the Archfiends may strike next, or where refugees and deserters may seek sanctuary. I know the latter. I'll take you there. I assume you also know how we can get off this isle? I was brought here on a mount. We can leave the same way. Now that you mention it, I did notice some flying creatures near the terraces. Given our numbers, we need a large one. But regardless of size, all can be won over with ether. Excellent. Let us go and find our mountain ones. Not good. Lord Golbez must hear of this. Of course he has spies.
I'm disappointed we didn't watch for them.
Indeed. Estinian, I thought you said you were being ever vigilant. We should be able to find a mount here. With the castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little ether should suffice. Are you ready?
There it is.
There it is. Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
Surprised to see one of the little gremlin things here. I didn't think they were void sent.
What is this place?
My domain.
The little gremlin looking guy?
What is this place?
In the beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone. But over time, others began to gather here. Those who had nowhere else to go.
A settlement of pariahs?
What's that? Mortals! They're mortals! What entice me here? Let me have some, let me have some! Not fair.
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word. Follow me.
And we appear to still be instanced. This is my abode. The others won't come near, so you may be at ease. While they know their place, if tantalizing ether were to walk by, I can't guarantee they wouldn't pounce. It is the Void Sense nature to consume, their sole purpose. Even if the pursuit of ether may lead to their undoing, many succumb to it. But any who succumb here will have to answer to me. This is my domain's one and only, and it is absolute. See yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among the Void Sent here, that is your choice to make. All have fled from one master or another, but whether any of those masters in turn served Golbez, I do not know. You must ask them yourself. Most have traveled to your world, so it shouldn't be difficult to communicate. We shall go about making inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we've learned all we can, let us reconvene at yonder plaza. You're going too, of course. In which case, I shall accompany you. I wish only to observe, not expect me to. Then it's settled. I'm ready when you are. Ready? Then lead the way. I leave it to you to decide with whom we speak. Zero is now accompanying you. Keep at her side in order to proceed with quest objective. You can leave Zero behind by entering a different area or by speaking with her and selecting the option to part way. If you wish to have Zero accompany you again, return to speak with her at the original location.
We're instance, and I'm an instance too, but we can't change until we find a main aether.
Well, no, I don't mean like we're in. I mean like we're in a unique area. There are no other players here. So.
But once we get to a point where we can, if we're still instance, then we can see which one we're in. Because I think they've done the same thing that they're doing in like Mordana, and sometimes in
It's possible, but I'm thinking this might just be a
might end.
a place where only one person goes. I'm speaking with her in her house. I call this my abode, but spend hardly any time here. I return only for meditation. While physical wounds can be healed by replenishing one's ether, you can't preserve your form if you lose sight of yourself. Such is the risk inherent in consuming another's soul. It dilutes your sense of self, alters you inside and out. To guard against this, I meditate, visualize who I am in a place. I'm now speaking to her at the statue in the middle of the plaza. This is the heart of my domain. Normally it's deserted, but you and yours have drawn everyone. I don't recall this statue. However it came to be here, I certainly did. And I'm speaking to the empty-eyed Void Sin. To walk around with her like you're her minion, then. You know I don't take minions. He has some questions, and I want you to answer them. Golbez. I don't know that one. Only Skathak. When she led us beyond the veil, I grew scared and fled. I've been here since. I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. That's all I can tell you. Skathak was a powerful void sent who ruled over a vast domain. That was a long time ago, though, so I doubt she has any control. Checking something. Ah. We have never met Skathak, but apparently Skathak is one of the bosses in Dunskaith. I'm now speaking to the hungry Void Sent. Stay away from me. If you don't want to be eaten, stay away. Golbez. Golbez. I've heard that name before. Ah, I remember. Always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious. A crusade, you say? From whom did you hear this? Farfarello. He was a minion of another minion. Went on and on about the terrible things he said. I see. Perhaps Farfarello can tell. Now speaking to the amiable Void Sent. You're one of the mortals. Is it true? When you die over there, you really die? So it is. So it is. What brings you here then? Ah yes, Golbez. He seeks strong minions to grow his army, so. But recently he stopped doing that. Instead he devours all. Perhaps he's gathered enough fodder and is now intent on bolstering his own strength. A sure sign that he is about to make a move. Satisfied with what you learned? Ah, but let's step away before you become too tempting to read. It seems the rumors of Golbez reach even my remote. Fair to assume he's gathering strength for his crusade, whatever that may be. But I must say, I wouldn't have guessed that Farfarello once fought in Golbez's army. It's a miracle he survived serving an Ark Fiend. I suppose I should explain. Farfarello is the weakest among them, constantly in fear of being devoured. He seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is Derato. He's a fellow coward who runs the instant he senses threat and won't stop until he's exhausted. When their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's ether. Such is their relationship. But I ramble. You intend to seek out Farfarello, I think. Then I'll come with you. He's less likely to hide that. Meanwhile, elsewhere. This song is called The Four Fiends.
Not only did the mortals conquer Troy, they defeated Scarmalione. I struggle to believe it. They're very small, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmalione's soul into crystal. Crystal? This one speaks of Memoria. Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my eye. Yet the very notion was an absurd! Gifted Argun, drowned in darkness, as were we all.
And yet Scarmalione still does not answer. Were he alive, he would have returned by now. Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer. If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived, they cannot be suffered to live.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Golbez. I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
'Tis true, you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
The insolence! No place!
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
My lord.
Okay, I am speaking to Zero. Farfarello keeps to the fringes of my domain. This way. And now I'm speaking to her again. The Void sent here don't answer to Master. They can do as they please. But all must answer to the hunger, and seek out prey when they do. Except Farfarello and Serato, that is. They are content to take from one another. Barring an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Serato will not seek shelter until he is utterly spent. Farfarello, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same place. Come. Speaking to Serato. Whatever will I do now? Serato, this is rather unexpected. Where is Farfarello? Farfarello isn't here anymore. He's left. Yes, that's right. Left. Doesn't sound like him at all. Well, he's gone. All right? What more do you want me to say? And off he flees, as he is wont. But something about this doesn't sit well with me. What do you make of Serato's behavior? I'm going with 2. Do you think so too? As he says, Farfarello is gone, but that is quite unusual. As is the fact that Serato, who was clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee, but instead hid here, where Farfarello usually. No. We must go after Serato. Now. Did he eat him, Zero? Is that what we think happened here?
Yep.
Serato, we need to talk. There's no time. The wind rises. We must flee. Rises? What is he talking about? I skipped the next line, but in the instant it was up, I think it said, ask him.
It was after him.
Ah. Zero, I think you need to clean up some of this rubble in your house. What's gotten into you? What do you mean the wind rises? When the wind rises, it comes Barbarica. Barbarica? Who in the world is that? We must flee. All of us. There's no time. I don't sense anything, but he seems convinced. Dead end beyond. We'll corner him. We're doomed. There's nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you. Barbarica, the Archfiend of Wind. Archfiend. We will be devoured, or forced to serve, to fight in the crusade. But it makes no difference. In the end, all are eaten by her or her enemies. I didn't want to fight anymore. That's why I fled, came here. I see. That explains everything. Almost. I thought it was Farfarello who used to serve an Archfiend. Not you. Not you, who always ran at the first sign of trouble. You, who now speak as though you were a Barbarica's minion. There's only one explanation. Go with option 1. Indeed, that would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way of it? Did you devour Farfarello? And not just a portion of his ether, but his entire being? How did you know? It wasn't only your behavior that you felt strange, as if there was more than you present. Now, I don't believe you would have lost control. More likely it was Farfarello's behest. I can't hide anything. I admit it, Farfarello didn't leave. I ate him. He feared Barbarica more than anything, hated the endless fighting. So he begged me to devour him, that he would never have to fight again. Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good it did, I could still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened, so very frightened. When you're eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer. And though you have no control, your consciousness part endures. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul wouldn't linger on so stubbornly. In time, it would return to the great flow. But there's no such end here, no escape. All know this. In making his choice, Farfarello must have been desperate indeed. And now that desperation has joined with Serato's fear, driving him to act erratically. This place will become a battlefield. We don't want to be eaten, neither me or Farfarello. But there's nowhere to go. Nowhere. Then tell me about Barbarica. I would know who it is. It's too late. She's as good as here, and no one can escape her winds. No one.
He beat the wind god before.
Aparicio! She has come!
And she's brought her domain with her. The Archfiend's after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
I can't bear it! Eating and being eaten! I only want to be left in peace!
You and me both.
One of the archfiends approaches.
They must have been tracking our movements.
She's here.
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
So you're Barbaricia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken, save in reverence and fear. And what is this pitiful domain? Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery. Alas, poor Scarmiglione, and good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell.
A dragon. One who crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
A dragon, you say? Huh. My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh. You even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain. You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
What's the plan then?
Indeed. Yet she will
I
have the
will
upper
not
hand in
skulk.
her domain. We must be no less than fully prepared.
What was that, KJ?
When she says I will not skulk, but come to my domain where I'll be hiding in a corner or something.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah. She just said I won't skulk, but there she goes. Skulking, hiding in the shadows. So, sorry.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment. Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, You may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Barbaricia too recognized its potency.
Very well. We have a bargain.
The less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone is ready, then let us set forth. Indeed, and yet my heart weighs heavy for those Barbarica struck down. Were it not for us, she would not have come here. Would you require a moment, Caesar? For what? Barbarica took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as we would be. Agreed. There is no time for sentiment. Only the battle matters. A word of warning. Barbaricia spoke as if she would give us the answers if we were to defeat her. But even assuming she'll talk, which I doubt, I trust I needn't tell you how foolish it is to give an Archfiend a second chance. Best to seal her away at the earliest opportunity. If you wish to peer into her past, the Memoria will. And go without you too. You do that. If you fail, well, you'll just have to search elsewhere for it. Rest assured, this won't be our last opportunity to learn about Azdaia. If another Archfiend were to fall, Goldbears would surely be compelled to respond. We need only wait for our quarry to come to us. Indeed, if our struggles with Scarmiglione taught us aught, it is that we must hold nothing back when facing an Archfiend. Let us heed Zero's advice and seal her away at the earliest opportunity. If we're all in agreement, then let us be off. We travel by Nisroch, which I guess this thing is a Nisroch.
Outside Chloe can on the ground.
You're not the only ones who can ride the wind.
Leave these ones to us.
I see to Barbaricia.
Where's Emmett Silk? Come on.
And that is probably the most useful thing Emmett Selk has ever given us.
True.
But I'm afraid we probably don't have time for this tonight.
No.
So, I'm heading to the exit. Now the question is how do we get out of here?
Teleport. And cliffhanger.
Okay, I've returned to Zero's domain and taken the trip back to Troya, and now I'm heading up the stairs to the Troyan attendant, I think, who will take us out of here. Now it's going to take us back. If this guy was here to begin with, I'm going to be annoyed because he apparently will teleport you straight back to the beginning of the dungeon, which is where the exit is.
Which guy has the exit?
There's a little demon guy. He's shown as a door on the map, like he's a gatekeeper, and he offers to return you to the Carcery 4, which puts you right next to the exit. Of course, KJ is probably right. Teleporting out works just fine.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, here's the passage for right to the beginning. Okay.
All right, guys, I believe that is where we are going to call it for today. And I want to thank y'all for joining us. And I believe we will be back tomorrow with more. But we'll be back probably tomorrow. If not, I'll be back on Friday with Final Fantasy Tactics. Until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. Hope y'all enjoy. If not, I'll be back on Friday with Final Fantasy Tactics. Until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. Have a good night.